The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon and welcome to Alarm Corp's webinar for today on SCEC products, those offered by Alarm Corp. Before we get started, my name's Jeff Rushton. I'm the Chief Technical Officer here at Alarm Corp. Might just run through a bit of housekeeping first. First and foremost, you'll notice that you are currently muted. For the remainder of this webinar, you will be muted. You'll also notice that there's a hand icon just above that. If I could get you to click on that, if you can hear me and if you can see the presentation screen. Okay, excellent. And you could lower those hands now, that'd be fantastic. If at any stage during the course of this webinar that you'd like to ask a question, please feel free to do so in the question pane. And at the end, we will have a question and answer time at which those questions will be answered. Okay, we've nothing more to do. Let's get going and see what products we have to offer you. SCEC, I've got this directly from the ASIO website. It probably can't hurt to have a little bit of introduction to this term. Stands for Security Construction and Equipment Committee. This committee is a standing interdepartmental committee responsible for the evaluation of security equipment for use by the Australian government departments and agencies. SCEC reports to the Attorney General's Protective Security Policy Committee, which has been established by the Australian government to develop and establish guidelines for the protection of Australian government resource. For more information, just go to scec.gov.au. But certainly all of the products that we're talking about today are classified as a SCEC approved product. For many years, they've had a couple of classifications. One was intruder resistant area, and that was the lower of the two main levels, or secure area, the higher of those two levels. They also had a different division for perimeter products, as well as for other products that we don't sell. Recently, over the last few months, I suppose probably over the last many months, that they've decided to change their ratings and their scales. And now there is a scale from level 1 to 5. 1 being the least secure, all the way to 5 as the most secure. For most electronic security products, you'll find that they fall into typically levels 1 or 2. Some of them will go up to level 3. For our products, we have a number of internal motion detectors through two brands, either Siemens or Aratec. On this page, it shows the Siemens internal motion detections that we have, and as you can tell, the security levels on these are based on the old standard. We're yet to determine as to whether these products will be re-evaluated to fit into the security levels 1 to 5, but currently they're in the catalogue as the IR200. It is listed as an intruder resistant area, and it's a 12 metre wide angle detector. The IR310 is an 18 metre wide angle detector, and the 312C is a 50 metre curtain detector. Both the 3.1 series detectors are set as secure area. What I'm going to do, as you can see from this slide, is I've just listed some of the more generic features and benefits of these products. I mean, typically if you're an integrator and if you're quoting or replying to a tender, then both the security level and a list of the complying products will be listed, and all you need to do is to pick from one. If you're a consultant, similarly, you'll know what the security level is, and you will list the complying products on your specification so the integrator can pick from. So there's probably no real need to sell you on these products other than to say that they meet a particular level, and we would hope that all SCEC approved products are fit for their purpose, and in any specification hopefully you'll see that these products are, if not all listed, certainly under their security level are listed. As for Aerotech sensors, they have quite a substantial number of products that are currently in the SCEC catalogue, and you'll see from upcoming slides there are two new series of detectors which are currently going through approval as we speak. Aerotech have been probably the most prolific detector that's been in the security SCEC catalogue for many, many years. The products that are listed here have been in the catalogue since almost day one, I guess. The EV425P has been superseded. It is still currently available, but as stocks get exhausted, they will be replaced with the EV1116 that we'll see on an upcoming slide. The same is true with the EV635. It's been replaced. We still have stocks, but when they're exhausted, they will be replaced with the VE735. The EV645 is still available, and that is a 60-metre detector, long range, with a 24-metre wide-angle curtain or wide-angle coverage. It has what Aerotech has patented as their 4D technology. Without going into too much detail on the existing products, you'll notice that when we come up to their new products, they'll list that it has 5D technology. In next month's webinar, we'll be going into more detail on all of the new Aerotech detectors to give you a better understanding as to what they do and how they can benefit you. The EV669 is an Aerotech 10-metre ceiling mount detector. It's a 360-degree unit that can be mounted. Basically, there is no adjustment, can be mounted at any height up to about 4 metres to give a 10-metre coverage. All of these detectors use that same 4D processing, as you can see there. Its security level is secure area also. The DD475 is the only dual technology Aerotech sensor that's listed in the catalogue. It too has 4D technology. It goes out to a 16-metre wide angle coverage for both the PIR and the microwave. And there are no other, on any of these detectors, there are no adjustments required regardless of the mounting height. The EV1012 is one of the new series Aerotech sensors. You'll see in the coming pages lots of in this model range in the EV1000 series. This particular one has a 12-metre coverage. This replaces an existing EV125P detector. That particular detector was not SCEC approved. The EV1012 is, and as you can see, it has the lowest rating of a security level 1. And as you can see from the information there, new technology in terms of its 3-grid step and gliding focus curtain mirror and its 5D signal processing. As I said, we'll go into a bit more detail on that during next month's webinar on Aratech new range of sensors, the EV products. All of these EV1000 series have got cloak and umbrella immunity. That is, they're not blocked by you either covering yourself up with something or standing behind an umbrella or a curtain or linen, anything that you're trying to hide from the coverage of the detector. And all of these detectors have full undercrawl detection, so there are no dead spots between under the detector and its normal range. The EV1116 is a 16 metre sensor, and that replaces the EV425P. As you can see when we go down, there's an EV1012AM, which is an anti-mask version of the 1012, as is the 116AM, which is an anti-mask version of the 1116. All the anti-mask versions have got a security level 2. Anti-mask simply means that placing any means to cover the sensor or place something in front of the sensor to stop it giving its full range will generate a separate output on these detectors, which can go off and either be an alarm or a tamper condition. The next couple of pages are all the new VE1000 series product. You'll notice that none of these currently have SCEC approval. All of them are currently in for approval, and we believe that all of the standard detectors will probably get a security level of 1, and all the anti-mask detectors will get a security level of 2. This has a totally new form of detection, I suppose, algorithm in their sensors. I'll explain how that works after these slides, but we can see now we've got a 12 metre detector, a 12 metre with PET immunity up to 15 kilos, and a 12 metre with anti-mask. So the VE 1012, 1012 PI, or 1012 AM. Moving up a step, we have a 16 metre detector in both the standard PIR and the anti-mask version, as well as a VE 1120, which is a 20 metre wide angle version, and a 20 metre anti-mask detector. The VE735 is a slightly different beast to all of the others in the VE series. This has a 60 metre long range detection and a 20 metre wide angle detection. The pyro in this is patented, as well as this has directional alarm. That is, a person moving from left to right or right to left can be detected and alarmed separately on these devices. As you can see, there is an anti-mask version of this as well, the VE735 AM. As with the EV669, there hopefully will be a dual technology version of that in the catalogue very shortly as well, the DD669. Same technology, except now it has a PIR and microwave inbuilt for its 10 metre coverage at about 4 metres in height. There's a little bit of a spiel here on what VE means. I might as well read this out just so you can get a better understanding on the product. says the VE series uses advanced mirror curtain optics to create interlaced and spatially separated curtains for both the X and the Y signals. The VE series is a revolutionary step in PR technology. The clarity, simplicity and accuracy of the detection capability allow the VE series to perform in harsh environments where PIRs typically never worked well. The newfound ability of the PIRs means now that in areas where you typically used a dual-tech sensor, you now have the ability of using the VE series. So it's the opportunity to use the VE detector as opposed to a dual negates the further complications inherited by use of dual technology because we have no microwave channel to manage anymore. Think of a microwave signal. As it says, the signal extends beyond the physical constraints of the room. It goes through walls, goes through glass. It detects all objects, infrared or not, as well as their ability to detect inside objects. All of these elements, which often cause difficulty in installations and ongoing reliability concerns. So now we can look at this VE detector to the constraints of a PIR. It looks at an area, looks within a wall, doesn't go any further, and can be used in harsh environments. As we saw, it was available in 12 metre, 16 metre, 20 metre, or out to a 60 metre curtain detector. And all of those have an anti-mask version as well. So when these go through, and they should be going through SCEC very soon, or they're already there, they should be approved very shortly. Aerotech by far will have the most passive infrared sensors that have approval. In fact, by a figure of 3 or 4 to 1. We have about 3 or 4 times as many Aerotech sensors in the SCEC catalogue than any other manufacturer that's currently in there. So they're continuing their tradition as being the product of choice for a high security environment. As well as internal detectors, there is an external detector that is approved for the perimeter level, and that's the AdPro Pro 100H from Extralis. This particular product has been around for a number of years also, and this can go out to at maximum 150 metres outdoors with a curtain drop-down detection that is at its widest point about 3.3 metres wide. So this detector makes it ideal to use in conjunction with closed-circuit TV. It's the sort of detector that could quite happily mount on a camera pole and look parallel down to a fence or a wall, or whether it be out in the open area, in order to generate an alarm to bring up an image on your monitor. Much better than any video motion detection that you're probably going to find that you're using today. As well as the outdoor PIR, Aerotech have also got have an approved 100 metre PE beam. Not overly common for installations these days, but keep in the back of your mind that at least there is an approved PE beam that can be used in Type 1 requirements. As well as the outdoor detectors, the GeoEquip Guardwire microphonic cable system has been around for probably 15 years or more, of which Alarm Corp and has had access to this product and sold this product for a number of years. This Guardwire product works on all types of fences. That is your chain link, your palisade, your weld mesh, we've installed it on timber fences as well. Probably not overly recommended, but certainly it works on any fence construction that we have seen. And by far, G-Equip give a performance pledge that their product will not be beaten by any other competitor's system. And that is that if you have another system that you would like to test with the G-Equip, it can be installed on the same piece of fence, and if for any reason the competitor's system outperforms the G-Equip system, G-Equip will pay for that test system, the competitor's test system. So it gives a great deal of confidence to know that for a like-by-like trial, that this not only will give 100% detection, but offers by far the highest level of false alarm immunity for a microphonic fence system. Seismic detection. Siemens, available through us, through Alarm Corp, has the only seismic detector in the SCEC catalogue, and that is the GM730. That seismic has a 4-metre radius protection area, regardless of its mounting material. So typically it will be mounted on steel, on concrete, or on brick. You can have a 4-metre radius coverage with this particular detector. Typical applications out in the commercial world, it's used on safes, night deposit boxes, and ATMs. In the high security world, it's typically used on ammunition storage rooms, or bunkers, or walls, buildings, or the like. It has got software called Sense Tool software that allows you to further configure the sensor. It's very easy to install, very easy to set up, and works extremely well. As you can see, I've got there that using the GM730 by itself, it gains a security level 2. If you use it in conjunction with the GM-T4 box below it, it has the highest security level, which is security level 5. So the GM-T4 box, as it's got there, it's designed to satisfy the demand for a high security protected box for the GM730. It increases the tamper and sabotage protection to the highest level, and easily allows fitting of the high security end-of-line module within the case, and that ensures maximum protection and security. So it offers an enormous degree of protection for the seismic, as well as to house the end-of-line box, or the end-of-line unit. Typically, these days, you would always install the two together, and that way it will meet any security level requirement for any site. Siemens, through Alarm Corp, also offer the only vibration sensor that's in the SCEC catalogue. The ES400 still is based on the old security level of perimeter. It can be mounted on steel, wood, plywood, brick, paving stone, or concrete, with the radiuses there that are indicated to give vibration coverage against gross attack or breakage. Typical applications in the high security world would be on metal window frames that have no other form of protection. So in other words, there isn't a PE beam or a detector or a camera watching the windows from outside. Mounting these on every window frame will get you your Type 1 security level. Reed switches. The top of the list here, the SM3. Anyone that's involved in high security work will be very familiar with this particular product. It's very much the product of choice by anyone needing a contact on a door. The main reason being is that within the case you can fit the end-of-line module. With any of these other products, any of the ones that I've listed here, or if there are any other switches SCEC approved, and I don't believe there are, that you cannot mount your end-of-line module in the reed switch. You need to then have a separate tampered junction box, which the module and the terminations for these are located. So hence increasing not only your equipment cost, but also your labour cost. So the SM3 is a surface mount switch. The G71911, the Gardel flush high security triple bias reed switch, obviously is a flush mount switch. And there are 3 switches from Central which are in the catalogue also. The 2804T is an explosion-proof switch, and the 2767 and the 2757 are flush mount switches typically used for larger doors, roller doors, tilder doors, big sliding doors, that sort of thing, where you want to have the switch protected, so flush mount, but it's on a larger, heavier opening or closing door. So those 5 switches are also offered by ourselves. Who says that there aren't any CCTV products in the SCEC catalogue? Extralis have 2 products, the Presidium and the Presidium Mini. Both of these products are video motion detection products. They would go in line from your camera into these boxes, back out to your recording equipment or wherever the signals are going, and they introduce SCEC approved video motion detection on your camera systems. Both of these products allow you to use a video motion detection channel as your primary source of alarm point. The Presidium is a rack mount box that starts at 2 channels, 2 video channels, and can work its way up with plug-in modules up to 20 channels. If you want more than 20 channels, you just duplicate the box and start again. The Presidium Mini has exactly the same technology, but it is limited to 2 video inputs. So for the small installations, or where you want this to be as close to the cameras as possible, the Presidium Mini is a good alternative. Both of these are IP capable, so you can do all of your programming over the network with some software located on your PC. It doesn't have advanced analytics like motion, object left detection, but it does utilize things like tripwires and direction of motion in order to give a very accurate alarm output for video motion. So just bear that in mind, that when people say that there are no CCTV products that are SCEC approved, here are 2 right now. Would you like to know more? Certainly all of the data sheets on all of these products are available at alarmcorp.com.au. You can happily subscribe on that website to Alarm Corp Pulse, which is a monthly newsletter to keep you abreast of any news or developments in the security world. You could also register at our website and get full access to our e-commerce site. And that will include pricing, order placement, access to all of the technical manuals for all of these products as well. Or you can happily contact any of our local branch managers. There's Ed up in Queensland, Bob in New South Wales, or Steve down in the southern states. The email and phone numbers are there. Failing any of that, more than happy that you can contact myself, Jeff Rushton, on the email address or phone number listed. Also, for the remainder of this month, anyone that does register on our website and gets a login with a username and password will get an additional 10% off anything that they purchase on their first order, above and beyond their normal discounted trade price that you would receive. So for the first order only, an additional 10%. Our schedule for our webinars, we hold 2 a month, one intrusion webinar and one CCTV webinar. The next security webinar is on the 21st of April. And as I said, all of the Aerotech sensors, or all of the new Aerotech sensors that were briefly shown here, will be gone over in a little bit more detail with both their technology and the models and products are available. The month after, there's a presentation on our Salto offline or wireless access control system, and then in June, all of the security products that Alarm Corp can offer. Then once a month also, on the second Wednesday of every month, there is a CCTV webinar. Last week we had it on network concepts. Next month, on the 13th of April, it's on GENAV, the remote video valence management software that works with all of the GE or Interlogix DVRs, as well as the remainder of the schedule there. If you would like this email to you, please send me or send any of us an email requesting that, and we'll forward this on to you, so then you've got the ability to register at any time. I might open this up now to questions. If there's any questions that you guys have, I'm more than happy to answer. Okay, first question that I've got is the GM760, is it SCEC approved? For those of you that know our products will know that as well as the GM730, we have a GM760 seismic detector. That product is not SCEC approved. The main reason for that is it did not gain the approvals, the European approvals that the other detector had, so we are not pursuing having that detector tested here locally to be in the SCEC catalogue. The only difference between the two is the GM760 had an additional 1 metre radius. It went out to 5 metres. We've decided that it isn't worth the I suppose, not to say time and effort, but it's not worth having that approved when it's considerably dearer than the GM730. The GM730 will happily suffice all of the Type 1 requirements, and it is at a much better price than the dearer sensor. So as it stands today, the GM730 with the GM T4 box are the only seismic products that you should be installing or specifying for a SCEC approved product. Is there anything else? Okay, the SM reed switch has been around for a very long time. Any chance that it will be replaced? Short answer for that is no. The SM3 is here to stay, and it is our only surface mount high security reed switch, and the W71911, the Gardel triple reed, is our only flush mount door reed switch. Both of these products are not likely to be changed for a very long time. Another question come in. AdPro have a very large range of Pro detectors. Are there any more likely to be SCEC approved? At the moment you saw that it was only the Pro 100H, which is a 150 metre long curtain detector. AdPro have probably about a dozen different models in that series that have different widths, different heights, different lengths of detection. The answer is yes. Xtralis are looking at having or including more of those Pro Series detectors in the SCEC catalogue. So stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have a few more of those AdPro Pro sensors available for high security work. Is there anything else? There's another question here. Just see if I can bring it up. The question, do you have an indoor PIR device that can be wall mounted at 5 meters? I'd have to check, but the short answer would be yes. I believe any of the Aerotech sensors would happily mount at about 5 meters. I think their normal mounting height is between about 2.8 and about 4.5, but 5 meters is certainly no issue. So the short answer is yes. There would be probably 4 or 5 of the Aerotech sensors that would happily mount at a 5 meter radius or a 5 meter height. Okay, there are other questions relating to all of the EV series and VE detectors. As I've said, they are currently going through SCEC approval at the moment. I would expect by this time next month, during our GE detector webinar, that I'd have probably further clarification as to what security levels that they have reached. But certainly, let's say from a commercial aspect, all of those detectors are now available to be sold. They are in stock and have also already been included in our March 2011 price list. If you'd like any of that information, please contact any of us and we can forward that information to you. If there is nothing further, then I would certainly like to thank you for your time. I hope this was of some benefit to you, and I would look forward to seeing you during our next webinar. So thank you and good afternoon.